What's up, guys? Ben from My Sports Stop here, as always, with Richie Donnell. The scouting report we're going to be talking about today is Stanford running back Christian McCaffrey. What do you like about him?
Yeah, I like the fact that he does everything. As a former running backs coach, I like guys who are able to catch the ball when needed, can block, who can return kicks, who can do just about everything.
Yes.
Because that's an important position, especially for an all-around athlete, which he is. He's a great runner, he's a great catcher, and he's a great return man as well.
And it just seems like with Stanford the last 2 years, whenever they need somebody to make a play, McCaffrey's the guy to obviously do it. They were gonna win or lose with him.
Right. And 2 years ago, during his junior year, you really saw the potential of what he can truly become, as he topped, I believe it was 2,000 to 2,500 all-purpose yards as a 1,000-yard rusher, almost 1,000-yard receiver, and 1,000 return yards.
Yeah.
And you don't hear of that. The only other guy I think that did that in college football history was Barry Sanders. And you think about the player that Barry Sanders became in the NFL. That speaks a lot to the value that McCaffrey has at the next level.
Absolutely. And one thing that doesn't hurt, he's from a football family.
Yes.
Obviously, his dad played for the Denver Broncos. Usually when we see people with bloodlines like Clay Matthews and Jake Matthews, it usually turns out pretty positive.
Right. I mean, sometimes, like you had Walter Payton's son who didn't necessarily make it. Sometimes they aren't necessarily what their family legacy might be. But it definitely helps because now Christian has an understanding of what it is to be a pro. His dad was like the ultimate pro's pro. There was never any issues there. And the same goes for Christian. You don't hear about off-the-field things being an issue with him. He knows how to conduct himself, and he knows how to handle himself at all times.
Now, one knock, I guess, some scouts have given him is, can this guy be a featured back? Are we going to see him get 20, 25 carries a game?
Right. I really don't know, and I don't think I can answer that question right now. Teams are just going to have to do it in order to find out if he truly can. When I watch him, I see similarities to Marshall Faulk and Matt Forte, that same similar long stride running back, but can also get out, and he's just a dangerous receiver where he could probably line up in the slot and run a route in an empty set as well. That he's so good at everything that he's not really great at one thing.
Now, a guy I have him compared to is someone who's really stepped up in the last couple of years, is Dion Lewis for the Patriots. Kind of been their third down back. But like McCaffrey, he's a Swiss Army knife. He can do everything, whether it's running, catching, or returning. I think that's something McCaffrey can become in the NFL, or even more than that.
What I think gives McCaffrey a little bit more of a bonus over Dion Lewis is the fact that McCaffrey is 6'1", 6'2" range.
A little bit bigger.
He's a little bit taller, a little bit bigger, a little bit more room to fill out. If they say, hey, we want you to add weight to be an every down back, he has that ability to do so, where Dion Lewis is more of a scat back, a little shorter. McCaffrey can kind of build himself into a Matt Forte kind of pro.
Okay. Now, this is a big year for running backs. Obviously, we talk about Dalvin Cook and Leonard Fournette a lot. Where's McCaffrey going to be going in this draft?
Yeah, I think he's got first-round potential. He's going to be one of those guys where you can see if a team has an extra second-round pick or feels that they need to trade up and get him, could get him in the late first round, maybe even middle first round, depending upon how the board all shakes out. Like Melvin Gordon, I don't think anybody really expected the Chargers to necessarily take him, but ultimately ended up doing so because he was the best player there, who they thought was the best player. I think the same is going to go for McCaffrey. You could see him as high as the first round, 15, somewhere in that range. But, I mean, he could drop all the way to the second, just depending upon how he tests out at the combine and if people think that he can really be a true every down back.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. Even if he isn't necessarily the third running back taken, we could see him being taken immediately after that if there's a run on running backs.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially in the second round.
Right, absolutely.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to go on our website, mysportstop.com, for more original videos.